Right, my friends, welcome back. Sorry, guys, I was going to go at 11:25, but I decided to come on a little bit sooner because I got what I was trying to get done. But wow, guys, $800 for a 5060 Ti. That has got to be the most egregious thing I've seen yet come from Nvidia. I feel like those GPUs should be affordable no matter what. I feel like even though they've got the extra RAM and stuff, they should absolutely be available at a reasonable price, $600 maximum for that level of a GPU. I get that there is a massive demand for RAM and stuff right now, but Nvidia being um the number one company for GPUs and gaming and stuff, they absolutely should still have an affordable option. It's not like they're losing any money on it. What's up, Lieutenant Dan? They really should try to be more affordable. I mean, if AMD can still keep the price of the 9060 XT 16 gigabyte at under $500, I see no reason. Thank you, Lieutenant Dan. I see no reason for Nvidia to have to raise the price as high as $800. You're better off getting a PlayStation 5 Pro at that point. Yes, the 5060 Ti can outperform the PlayStation 5 Pro, but you're just better off getting a console at this point when it comes to entry level PC gaming. The other day I was at Costco. I saw that they had $1,000 5060 PC. I had an Intel 255F or something, and 32 gigs of RAM for $1,000. That there's definitely more powerful than the Steam machine and coming in at $50 less. That kind of makes that a pretty decent buy right now. But when you're looking at the PC landscape, my friends, the overall the overall experience that you're getting for the money that you're paying out is pretty insane compared to what you get for a console. Thank you, Walter. Appreciate that, my friends. Honestly, guys, I've been doing this PC thing for 4 years now, and while it is probably the absolute best experience I've ever had gaming, it's getting a lot harder to justify the cost of some of this stuff. $800 for a 5060 Ti kind of pushed me over the edge today because that means that everything else is going to be going up as well. I mean, we're now looking at a minimum of $1,200 for 5070 Ti and up to you got a gigabyte? Nice. Increases prices, but damage controls for AMD. What when did AMD raise the price, bro? When did AMD raise the price? You can still get 9060. You can legitimately buy a 9070 XT for the same price as a freaking 5060 Ti. Are you really gonna come in here and defend Nvidia, bro? Are you really gonna come in here and defend Nvidia? What did I say about AMD? I said nothing. I said nothing about AMD yet. I mean, you can legitimately buy, between AMD bringing out a 4 gigabyte GPU and and Nvidia charging you $800 for a freaking 60 class card. Like, when does it end, bro? That's what I bought a 3080 10 gig for when I first got into PC gaming. Like, now you're telling me a 3060 Ti 16 gigabyte is the replacement for a 3080 10 gig. I mean, okay, like, that's fine. I guess if that's what you Nvidia guys want to to basically rest your hat on, that's fine, bro. Pay all the money you want. I am perfectly happy with AMD and I will pay lower prices and get damn near the same experience. I've already got Blood of the Dawnwalker pre-ordered and ready to go. Can't play GTA 6? Well, it will eventually. I'm doing good, Lead Tech. I'm doing good. Yeah, dude, it is a good don't get me wrong, the 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte is a very good GPU, but holy shit, dude, $800 when you could get a 9060 XT 16 gigabyte for under $500? 9060, a 9050 XT for 4 gigabytes is like a $200 GPU. In today's market, a $200 GPU is definitely more affordable than a $500 5060. I mean, honestly though, if I was to make a recommendation on, hey, what GPU should you buy? If you're at the lowest point and the most you've got, my recommendation would be a 5050. I would just recommend buying an RTX 5050 because that is, I mean, unless you can get a 9060 XT 8 GB for the same price as a 5050, I mean, that 5050 is a pretty decent GPU. I don't know if I'd recommend buying either of the 9050s. I just don't I don't know if I would buy those. What are you talking about, dude? I legitimately just played new games today on a 6500 XT 4 GB at 720p with yeah. You need to quit, bro. You don't even know what the freak you're talking about. I legitimately put up video proof that you can play brand new games like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Halo, freaking Assassin's Creed Valhalla, as well as Crimson Desert on a freaking 4 GB GPU. I legitimately put up proof today that you could do that. Wolverine need a GPU of 6 GB. Yeah. It went up $100 on Amazon. I mean, it's still a better deal than a freaking 5060 Ti, bro. You can get a 9070 XT, which is damn near on par with a 7900 XTX for the same price as Nvidia's 5060 class card. You're tired of my crap? What crap? I'm tired of you being a crybaby. At what settings in FPS? Go watch the videos. I put Assassin's Creed Black Flag on low, handheld low. It worked just fine. And then I put Halo Infinite on low settings. It worked just fine and looked good. I put Assassin's Creed Valhalla medium settings with maxed out vegetation and clutter. And then I ran um Crimson Desert on minimal settings, and they all ran just fine. You could legit play those on a 4 GB GPU from 2 generations ago. So I could imagine the 9050 4 GB being a little bit better. At least it has more power. I mean, we're talking about 5.5 teraflops versus 10 teraflops. So yeah, you would get a better experience out of that. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, it's not the best experience you're going to get, but it's playable. If I could play on a if I could play games on this, no, it was over 25 FPS. It was over 25 FPS on every single one of them. I think Assassin's Creed was giving me about 40 to 50 frames. The one with the lowest frame rate was Halo, which was right around maybe 30 FPS, but you can use like frame generation and upscaling and stuff. Like it doesn't look the best, but it's still playable. You don't even know what you're talking about, though. That's the thing. It's like you just parrot the same shit that all the freaking free 5090 bros parrot. I mean, obviously, if you're trying to run these GPUs at max settings, yeah, it's gonna crush them, dude. The 4 GB, yeah, it's gonna crush them. It's gonna crush them. But I mean, obviously, I was running it with a PCIe Gen 5 and 9800 X3D and 32 gigs of RAM. So yeah, I was getting spillover, but my experience was still pretty smooth. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly, Rich, Rich. Exactly. You can use the features and bump up your experience significantly. I mean, I don't really care, dude. I've got an RTX 5090, I got a 9070 XT. I'm not hurting for like performance or anything. I'm just trying to help the PC community truly understand that like, look, yes, these might be technically trash products, but they are pretty dang good. Intel or an APU? I have no idea. It's not 27 yet. Is the bubble bursting? No, Nvidia just secured financing from the top investors out there, bro, like BlackRock and everybody else. Like, I don't think it's gonna fall apart anytime soon. I just think it's gonna. I mean, obviously, it's starting to move into the enthusiast level too, though. They secured financing for everybody because it is a build out. Medium settings, that GPU would run out of VRAM. It ran just fine. You can go watch the video. You can watch the video and you can see just how it runs. AMD did raise prices, but they're not as ridiculous as freaking Nvidia's. I was just on Amazon, Newegg, and freaking um Best Buy, and all of the Nvidia GPUs are ridiculously higher. Ridiculously higher. My Saturday's doing all right so far. Dude, if they bring out a super series, they're gonna be way too expensive, dude. You're gonna be looking at like $3,000 for 5080. You'd be looking at $2,000 for 5070 Ti. The more VRAM you get on these damn cards, let me just tell you guys, the more VRAM you get, the more they become viable as AI GPUs. 8 gigabytes, 10 gigabytes, 12 gigabytes. Most AI bros aren't going to mess with those. They're not going to mess with those. That's why you see 5070 still at $800 matching 5060 Ti. Once you get to 16 gigabytes, that's when that GPU becomes a viable option for large language models on your system. Once you get to 16 gigabytes, that's when everything is over for you. That's when everything is over for you. If you guys keep wanting more VRAM because the 5090 bros, the free 5090 bros tell you ain't got enough VRAM to run your games, maybe you should just accept medium settings. Maybe you should just accept medium settings so that you can actually get hardware that is more suited to your needs instead of trying to play everything at ultra. If you're trying to play everything at ultra, bro, you are you're basically you're basically just forcing yourself to spend significantly more money for a product that you probably don't even need. Like, I've been putting out multiple videos showing you that even Gears E-Day, I showed you low settings on the 5090 and they still look damn good. They still look good. Like, what do you need, man? Like, what do you need to play video games? If you need to be bougie and have more VRAM, okay, like I get it. I understand it. I mean, who the hell am I to talk? I got an RTX 5090. But you're just deluding yourself if you think that like 16 gigabyte GPUs are ever going to be affordable again. That they're not. I mean, AMD is your this is your last opportunity with AMD this generation. Next generation, both Nvidia and AMD will be vying for the AI community that wants to do things at home. Like, you're not ever going to get an affordable 16 gigabyte GPU again after this generation. Once AMD sells out, I don't see I don't see the prices going down no matter how much no matter how many videos Mr. Zitron makes, bro. AI is not going anywhere. Like, if anything, it'll move from the hyperscalers to the mainstream. If anything, if anything. If I get a high-end AMD GPU before a Steam Machine purchase, the AMD GPU will still outperform at the same price. Yeah, 580 for 9070 just a couple of days ago. Nice, nice, Crippler. Oh yeah, brother. Cheaper than a Steam Machine. Oh yeah, dude. You're right. They are used by a lot of enthusiasts. Yeah, but it doesn't justify any card that's a 60 class card, 70 class card. They should be marketed and sold to gamers. Bro, I just checked it out. Would you recommend that most people interested in PC for gaming should just consider PS5 Pro unless they intend to do something that beats it. Yeah, I do honestly, Walter. I mean, if gaming is your main thing right now, PC is very complicated right now. Like it is still absolutely the best way to game PC, but with AI, the way AI is, it's so inefficient to buy PC for gaming right now when you have options like Xbox Series X and PS5 Pro. Like it is just way too inefficient. You're paying for an RTX 5090 build right now today with the price is $10,000. Is $10,000, you know, or you're paying anywhere from $2,000 now. You know, obviously you can find deals like I found at Costco the other day for 50, 60. But I mean, why would you leave a PlayStation 5 Pro for a 5060 build? Like, why would you do that? Like why would anybody do that? Like, why would anybody consider that is what I don't understand. My PlayStation 5 Pro experience is very, very good. Like why would I leave a PS5 Pro to get basically the same experience and it would struggle a little bit more at 4K. I would have to use much lower settings and stuff like that. But why would I do that? At all the ray tracing eye candy, but oh yeah, absolutely. Robcast VR. I love my 7900 XTX, bro. I think it's an incredible GPU, and I will keep it for a very long time. Just like I'll keep my 9070 XT, my 5070 Ti. I don't see PC gaming being a viable option much longer right now for gamers. I don't think that you're getting an accurate I don't think you're being I don't think you're getting a good enough deal. I mean, yeah, AMD is still a viable option right now at this point. You know, you can still get a pretty decent 9070 XT build that would be on par or just as good as next gen consoles, but you're going to pay more. You're going to pay more. Nvidia does use much definitely lower. Yeah, but your system is still allocating that RAM and it still causes even though it's lower, your system is still using that RAM or still allocating it, so it's still giving you the problems because your system's still trying to allocate it. I mean, over on SteamOS, they've kind of mitigated that a little bit, so your system RAM isn't you're not it's not trying to use VRAM for system RAM, and so you do get a little bit better reading for that. Buying a 7900 XTX used, yeah, if you could find one at a decent price, definitely. Now, obviously, this video and this content is for the entry level PC gamers, the guys I mean, if you've got money to buy a 5090, do what you got to do, bro. Like, it's the best experience you can get on the market right now. If you want to spend that money to buy that and that's important to you, yeah, you get all the features, you can turn everything up, and you can absolutely play your games. AMD ships their high end stuff only on the first batch to my region? Oh, wow. Yeah, if you use it if you use it. How many gamers do you know that are using their freaking GPUs to make money, bro? Like, that is the dumbest freaking thing, the argument that anybody could ever make. I mean, everybody that's using a work GPU, yeah, they're buying exactly what they need, they're making their money, but how many damn gamers do you know that are out there using their freaking overpriced Nvidia GPU for other things other than gaming? Like, come on, stop using that argument, dude. It just doesn't hold water. It's the biggest fallacy ever, and it doesn't hold water. Like, most gamers are not using the features that they're paying for when it comes to Nvidia. They're not. They're not. Oh yeah, dude, the 5800X was a very good CPU. I liked it. I had it for a while. That was the first CPU in my desktop that I ever had. 6 GPUs. Yeah, I have plenty of GPUs right now. I'm good too. I even got my little 4 gigabyte banger in case I want to go play some older games. I've got plenty of freaking GPU, man. The used market is good now. I was looking at some prices on the used market, man, and they're getting up there in price too, man. People are wanting more money. Well, yeah, it's worth it for you, Bobby, if you do it. I'm just saying if you're gonna spend that money on a 5090, use it for AI. Use it for AI. Don't use it to play video games because it's like most of the games are like kind of half cooked anyways, bro. Use it for what you're using it for. Rushing to get my 9070 XT at Micro Center a couple of weeks ago for 600. Oh yeah, absolutely, Martin. Absolutely, man. Cannot do on a console. Yeah, you're right. You can't do on a console what you can on a PC. I get it. I get it. This is more intended for like people that are wanting to leave console for PC, bro. I'm actually, you know what, Bobby? I'm actually gonna hook my eGPU up to my other 9070 XT build through my 40 gigabyte port, and I'm gonna throw the 7900 XTX in there, and then I'm gonna see if I can find a program to make it use both of them. 40 gigs for AI, bro. Yep, I would absolutely get yourself a switcheroo number two. PS5 Pro doesn't help keep PC prices at why it's you can't do AI on a PS5 Pro, Walter. If you could do AI on a PS5 Pro, I mean you can if you had it unlocked and were running Linux, but you can't use a PS5 Pro for AI. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna sit and argue with you about freaking AI, AMD and Nvidia, bro. AMD is the superior choice for gaming right now. It's affordable and it's better. You're not getting anything better on Nvidia that you can't get on AMD. I mean, oh, but I got a little bit of ray tracing. Okay, cool. Spend the extra money for ray tracing if you need to. I'm not saying ray tracing looks great. Is it worth it? Sure. If you're an enthusiast and you're a graphics whore, absolutely, bro. Buy it. Buy what you got to buy, man. Just make sure you get a card worthy of freaking doing ray tracing, like a 5070 Ti or higher, 4080 Super, 5070 Ti level, obviously 4080 Super. Yeah, maybe 4070 Ti Super, still pretty decent for that. But anything under that, you're better off. You're better off just not even worrying about ray tracing. Yeah, I mean, if you're only updating your GPU, Robcast, if you only need to update your GPU, get the best one that you can. You know what I mean? Like if you've got the money, the disposable income, that is a definitely, it changes things a little bit. But I still couldn't recommend a 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte for $800. That'd be a little bit hard. That'd be a little bit hard. I mean, when you can get a 5070 for the same price that's more powerful, I would just get that for gaming. Honestly, I would. I mean, the 5070 is actually looking like a pretty decent overall Nvidia GPU right now at 7 to 800 bucks. That 12 gigabytes kind of keeps that out of the freaking AI boom. And your 8 gigabyte GPUs are obviously going to remain affordable because they're not really useful for freaking AI. Haven't looked back, cooks everything. Oh, absolutely, man. A 9070 XT at 1440p is a peak experience, bro. Like should be good for a while. Oh yeah, Ollie. That's a very good setup. Yeah, but if you don't have it, the driver won't allocate it. For example, on a 4090, it allocates 21 while the 5070 Ti allocates 13. Yeah, I mean I've noticed a lot of that too. I've noticed a lot of that too. For the guy as about my GPU, I make money. Bro, gaming is not the only thing I use GPU. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're making money off your GPU, then it's a completely different thing. But if you're just using it for gaming, for gaming, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to buy an Nvidia GPU. Oh yeah, dude, if you can find a 5070 for 600 bucks, buy it. Don't even hesitate. Just buy it. Literally go buy it. Like what the hell are you watching a YouTube video for. Go buy it. 12 gigabytes. You know, I used to be pretty adamant that like, oh, 12 gigabytes is trash. Okay. And then I bought 8 gigabyte cards. Okay. I had to see for myself. And unfortunately, none of that shit holds water. Yeah. Yeah, dude, your 50, 70, 12 gigabyte cards are not going to go up. That's like the minimum viable amount of VRAM for some of the smaller large language models. And to tell you the truth, I mean, yeah, you're better off just buying a 16 gigabyte GPU. Even a 16 gigabyte being like the lower end of a GPU for large language models. Like, yeah, it works and it's pretty fast. Running LM Studio on a freaking 9060X on a 9070 XT is fine. Like it gets the job done. Yeah. Love it. 40, 70, 90K 2021. Nice. LM Studio is very, very good. Uses both GPUs. Nice. PC Labs by Tech in a Digital Foundry clip video, Oliver said the PS6 would be equivalent to a 5090, and the comments are full roasting him. A 5090. Did he have a Freudian slip? Yeah, it's gonna be a 5090. Oh gosh, dude. Well, most of the freaking gamers I know aren't using that. I have MSI's 5090 right now, but I'm excited to see what mad new gen GPUs will be. I'm excited to see what next are gonna be too. But honestly, CM, I've been getting into AI. So I mean, like that kind of stuff is worth it for me. Like, I mean, to spend that money, AMD. Oh, AMD. AMD is gonna have some pretty solid stuff, I'm assuming. Pretty solid. GPUs are garbage. Like, oh gosh, dude. All right. Enough with your nonsense, man. Enough with your nonsense. Uh, you can still get good money for a freaking 7900 XTX 24 gigabyte. PS6, maybe 5070 to 5070 Ti. Maybe. PS fanboy thinks the PS5 Pro is a 4090 just before it came out. Yeah, well, I wonder if Digital Foundry had anything to do with that. Yeah, for gaming, Rob, $800 for 5060 Ti just doesn't make sense, bro. If you're using it for AI, okay, yeah, that's not a bad AI experience with 16 gigs. Like you can actually run 16 gigs. You can actually run pretty decent sized models with a 16 gigabyte GPU. Making the money, Bobby. Bobby and his money. Bobby and his money. Planning to get my gaming PC next weekend. I know you said before prices are going up, but like, do I mean that rapidly or a few months from now? No, they literally just went up within the last day or 2. Within the last day or 2. Honestly, Walter, you're better off finding an AMD setup. How's the 5090 treating me? It's good now that I got my wire view. It's much better now. I can actually use it more often. Nobody cares about resale value. Oh, I mean, some people care about resale value, but it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, resale value right now, what happens if the AI bubble busts and you spent $5,000 on a 5090 and then all of a sudden it's only worth $1,000? That's probably not very good advice right now. This market is very, very scary, especially for reselling. I mean, like right now I could sell my 5090 for more, but Yeah, I don't know. Intel Arc is definitely viable. I really liked that B580. I thought that was a great card. I thought it was very fun to use. Yep. I got my 5090 for 26, man. What's the benefit of an LLM? Well, you can build agents on your PC that can use things. It is nice. I mean, you'd kind of have to. I recommend taking the Google Essentials AI course, and then you'll kind of understand a lot more of what AI can actually do. Um, but if you don't do that, then you're just like it. If you're using it for like a to look things up or to get information or something like that, like you would like Google search, then yeah, like AI doesn't make as much sense. But when you have like a full on AI that can write code like on your machine and you're using it and you're writing code and you're making programs and you're doing all kinds of stuff, like the benefits are actually pretty good. Finally have a week off, so I will try it. If I'm being honest, I've not felt I've needed. Oh yeah, you definitely don't need it with a 9070. I mean, like it is going to be a little bit faster than a 9070, and you're going to get, obviously the DLSS and all of that stuff. So I mean, it's definitely worth trying. Like you might not come back, and you got it 7 months ago at a decent price, so it's worth it. I like my 5090 too. I don't love my 5090, but I do like it. It's an online asset broker car flipper is interested in my website. A broker car flipper? Interesting. And speaking as an avid PC gamer, there's absolutely no point in having anything better than a RTX 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte. Yeah, I mean, you definitely having a 16 gigabyte card is absolutely incredible, but at the current prices, I would recommend a 9070 XT for the same price as a 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte. I don't think they'll have 9070 XT raw power either. I think that our good buddy Moore's Law is Dead has pretty much overhyped people to the point that like they're not gonna have 9070 XT power. It'll be close. I mean, it will be like probably fairly close, but yeah, I don't know about that. Would you still recommend 4060? Yeah, absolutely. 4060 Ti, 16 gigabyte, 1080p, incredible GPU for 1080p. Seems perfectly. Yeah, 12 gigabytes is actually for 1440p actually pretty good. Nobody's triggered by any facts. You don't have any facts, dude. You just have nonsense. You just have Nvidia fanboy in your eyeballs. All well and good for RTX 5090 32 gig VRAM owners, but clearly not for gaming. Yeah, 32 gigabytes for gaming is a lot. The G757 5080, well, you should go buy that like right now because I saw a 5080 build over at Costco that was $3,100. What's the max I would get for selling mine? Probably like 4,000 bucks, but I wouldn't. If I was going to sell it, I'd sell it closer to what I paid for it. Yeah, Kid Smooth. I'm going to do a video with him, a podcast video. Picked up a 5080 for 800 bucks. That's pretty good. Corcel thermal protect. Yeah, I have, but it's about 30 bucks. Well, I bought a ROG equalizer. I bought a ROG equalizer cable. I haven't used it yet, but I did buy it because it looks pretty. Supposed to cut power to the GPU if it hits 65C. I mean, I think I think anything that you can get to try to save your 5090 absolutely would be worth it. Website, search engine, operating system, and PC tool apps. Yep. 3080 for 300 to 350. Yeah, 3080 10 gig. If you can get that for 300 to 350 bucks, yeah, that's a good GPU. 12 gig and 16 of VRAM are perfectly capable of handling current games. You're right, they are. 9900 XTX? Probably never, bro. I don't think AMD is bringing out any other GPUs, especially any other bigger ones. Got back from Best Buy and they are wanting 1699 for a P. Oh yeah. Yeah, dude. $1,700 freaking for PNY, dude, and that's usually like the entry level version, bro. Even the freaking PNY 5060 16 gigabyte, 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte is $800. Switch 2 and PS5 Pro. I yeah, honestly, if you're not on a PC right now, you should probably just buy PS5 Pro and start buying your games digitally. Days under 65. Yeah, exactly, man. Well, it doesn't help when you have like weirdos that are always, going on and on and on about how great Nvidia is. And I'm like, damn, dude, how many PCs do I have? Probably, I think I have four, technically five if you count the Xbox Ally X with my eGPU. Moving this week, so it'd be easier to get it next weekend. Hype to start on PC. Ooh, boy. Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I would probably just get it as soon as possible before you get that bigger sticker shock. Cost of the 5090, have to safety features as standard. You would think they would have safety features as standard, but that's not actually. Asus X99 build back in the day had nothing but issues with Asus. I tend to stay away from Asus ever since then. Um, three of my builds are Asus. I've got Asus X870E in my 5090 build. My 9070 XT has the same motherboard, and then my sim racing rig with the 5070 Ti has the Asus Strix B850 Neo, and I haven't had like any issues with that. And I've got Asus AIOs. What my RTX 3060 12 gigabyte. I don't know. I've had everything though from MSI to Gigabyte. I've tried all of them now. Well, not all of them, but I'm pretty happy with Asus for the most part. I haven't had any issues with them. They are definitely higher priced than everything else on the market, though. You could definitely save some money going with like MSI or some other stuff. PS5 Pro, not as good as everyone says it is. PS5 Pro is fine, man. I mean, it's kind of weird when a 5090 bro is like, "Yeah, I picked up a PS5 Pro and it wasn't good." I'm like, "Whatever, dude." It's like, okay, okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you've got a 5090, it kind of doesn't make sense to go buy a freaking 59 or PlayStation 5 Pro. Are they still mad at Sony? Probably. I mean, they brought out they said something the other oh, the Phantom thing, that Phantom game or whatever. Everybody underneath it still crying about this and stuff. And I'm like, why are you guys still crying about that? Just get over it already. Just move on. Just move on already, man. Discs are a liability. Exactly, bro. GPU company on the can't yeah, dude, they can't even supply the freaking AI guys, bro. The funny thing is they're so split between the new products that they have to come out, plus the old products that they're still trying to sell. PS I have a PS5 Slim 1 terabyte with a disk drive for sale for $300 Canadian. I'm leaving PlayStation after 25 years. Oh, wow. I do think they'll continue with pro consoles. Yeah, that's a new moniker for them. They like it. That means they can extract more money out of the ponies. Yeah, if you turn off ray tracing, I think it would be. Sell the 5090 or keep it. I also have a 5080. Maybe I should sell it too if my friend doesn't buy it soon. Why would you sell it? I mean, in my opinion, dude, the 5090 is like a 20-year GPU, easy. I don't see gaming really. You look at the developers right now crying about the it costs so much to make a video game. They're gonna start skimping again. They're gonna start skimping. Oh, Mr. Morales. I mean, like, obviously, you'll have some companies that will try to push the limits still, but I think most of them are gonna start falling back down in terms of, like, trying to get I think most developers are gonna start aiming for performance over visuals. I think visuals are good enough. I think they're all gonna start going more for performance. PS5 Pro is good, man. I've been using my Pro a lot more lately too, especially, like, sim racing and stuff. It's actually pretty good. Don't knock my 5090. I bought last week a 9070 XT for 709 for my LAN PC, and today I sell 3080 Ti for 150 bucks. With handshake problems, I'm fine with that. The only reason like your 30 honestly, Nvidia just needs a specific type of freaking HDMI cable, bro. If you're using it on a TV, I found that Silkland makes incredible HDMI cables for Nvidia. I think the PlayStation 5 Pro lived up to the hype. We love our disc games. I have X99 Asus Sabertooth motherboard in the closet now with bad DIMM slot. That was the 3rd motherboard. Oh, wow. Did they have, like, problems with that motherboard when that came out? I mean, maybe that was just, like a product. I mean, all manufacturers have problems eventually. Collection of disc games. Well, I mean, most people do. PlayStation has the worst policy for digital. I completely understand, bro. Like, I do. Trust me, I understand. I mean, usually when I buy a digital game now, I am perfectly I completely understand the terms of service that says I am basically buying a license to play the game. I don't own the game. I don't own the rights to the game, but I am buying a license, whether that is renting it for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. I mean, you're basically renting your games no matter what. Even if you buy hard discs, man, you're still renting your games. They could always send out a thing to your system that says, "All right, well, this game is no longer playable," even if it's a hard disk. It's a long time. I've been with PlayStation since PS1. I haven't collected a lot of physical media though. By discontinuing CDs in January is truly disappointing and disgusting, but we'll have to. I guarantee it. If a game comes out that you guys like and it's popular enough, I guarantee you're going to buy a digital version. Like Like everybody keeps saying that, but everybody's gonna buy it. Like eventually you'll get over it and you'll understand. Like I can't take any of these games with me when I die anyways. And seriously, yeah, I do like to go back and play some of my older games every once in a while, but if it's been over a year since I played a game, like I'm not going back that often. I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just telling you like what it is for me, man. It will last 20 years if it doesn't break. If it doesn't physically break, it should last 20 years. I would probably go with the Xbox Series X. No, I'm just joking. I mean, honestly, if you have if you're just upgrading your GPU, maybe it makes sense for you, but if you're buying a whole system around a 5060 Ti versus the Xbox, yeah, the Xbox is the better value. Just not buying anything new for a while. I mean, like, yeah, wait until they go on sale, so you have less time with them. No, I'm just joking. Oh, I mean, with a 9070 XT at the same price as a 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte, I can't recommend it. I would just buy the AMD card. I mean, you already get more frames, more fake frames with AMD on One X. 5060 PC at Costco is a good deal. Oh yeah, it's absolutely an incredible deal. I was thinking about buying one, but gosh dang, dude, it's buying PC shit for reviews and stuff it doesn't make sense anymore. It doesn't make sense. If you buy a 5060 8 gigabyte, people are just gonna sit and complain, "It's only 8 gigabytes," and I'm like, "Well, good luck buying a 16 gigabyte card." You know, they're expensive. AI ruined everything for you. RTX, I have. I've used it on some of the older games and stuff, and it works pretty good. It looks pretty decent. I mean, there's only so much you can actually fix with it though, because you know the older style games didn't have like newer 10-bit color patterns, so they pretty much stayed within the older colors. So the thing that I like most about HDR is the colors, the 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 brightness and the darkness. You know the gosh dang it, what's it called again? Contrast of light and dark. I like it, but not as much as I like the colors. The colors of, HDR, like 10-bit color and stuff is a lot better for me. Actual AI data centers will be outside the USA? Well, yeah, because you've got a lot of people complaining about it now. Digital on Switch, I buy physical when it's cheaper. Future data centers, well, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Choose 5060. Yeah, dude, a 9060 XT or even a 9070 XT, dude. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's nice to have the choice of buying discs though, Froggy. They are cheaper compared. You're right, dude. Like I'm just saying I've been buying digital games since Uncharted 4, however long that's been, what, 20 or 2016 or something. That's how long I've been buying digital. Like I just don't care about physical media. I know that it's nice for a lot of people and it's definitely affordable. And back, you know, when I was growing up playing games and having to trade them in, yeah, dude, like I get it. It is going to get rid of a lot of it's going to change the gaming market forever, bro. But I've been on PC now, and you can't. I mean, you guess you can buy physical media if you really want to, but it's just so much easier to just buy your freaking game digitally, download it, and start playing. I mean, you still have to download your disc game to your hard drive anyways, and then you gotta put it in the machine every time you wanna play it. Like, I don't have time for that. That's just too much wasted time out of my life to sit and switch games and download them on the disc when I could, go over and pick it up, physically and then come back. I mean, look at Oblivion, bro. Like they already sold out. Now, if you want a copy of Oblivion on the Switch 2, you got to wait or buy digital. Like who the hell? Like why the hell would you want to do that? Like you have to pre-order games just to make sure you get a copy on launch. Like what the freak, dude? Like digital is the future. The convenience of it is worth it to me. Exactly, CM, and that's what Sony's looking at. They're like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It will save them money. They can reinvest that money. They can give it to the shareholders, whatever. And yeah, they don't care. Like they don't give a shit if people are going to cry about physical media. I mean, yeah, it's done. It's cooked. It's over. Yeah, exactly, bro. Anybody buying Nvidia is probably buying it for AI. Great deals from pawn shops, yeah, but I don't have time for that. I run a YouTube channel, I work a full-time job, I don't have time to sit and try to flip freaking PC gear, bro. The other day, Asus ROG Strix, nice, bro, I love this, that's the same I got. Need to find a way to get Wi-Fi 7 working on 10? Yeah, that's probably gonna be a little hard. Thoughts on a second SATA SSD for gaming? Yeah, those SATAs are pretty good. I've got a SATA drive in my AMD build. I have a SATA drive that works fine. I would definitely use it for older games though. I would use it for older games. I don't know if I would use it for like some of the newer ones. It just depends because I think them SATA drives max out at like 500 gigabytes a second or something. So, I mean, yeah, you can play most games with it. Not a bad idea. Gives you extra storage. If you do buy a game and you want to and you need it, more room on your NVMe. Yeah, SATA SSDs still make sense. They absolutely still make sense. Well, I think a lot of dude, I think the people that care the most, the ones that are making the most noise about it are the people that like to pirate games, of course, and collectors. Like the people that absolutely like to collect physical media. I get it, like it makes sense. Imagine if I had walls full of games, dude. I wouldn't have room to show off all my really cool boxes. You guys prevented a data center from being built in your city? So now you're just gonna have to spend more money to have all that data transferred farther away. I don't think prices are ever going to normal again, bro. Like the prices have absolutely went up. There's no going back down, dude. Like I don't think anybody really understands. I mean, like when we first started PC back in the early, you know, 80s, PCs were expensive as shit. Okay, they were ridiculously expensive, dude. I mean, I remember 4 gigabyte hard drives costing like a couple $1,000, dude. Like it was expensiver than it is now. Now you can go buy an 8 terabyte freaking SSD for $1,000 or a little more than $1,000 right now. Back then, dude, 4 megabytes, 4 megabytes for $2,000, $2,000. Like I think a lot of older gamers like myself, like, we understand that, like, look, the prices used to be ridiculous too, and this is, like, one of the things that, like, literally keeps people trapped in consoles because PC fluctuates so much, and then you had, like, this really long period of PC just being, like, dirt cheap, and that's because, like, Nvidia started making GPUs, and they didn't really know what they had, and they were kind of a small company, and they but then things changed, bro. Now Nvidia's the AI freaking factory of the world, and prices are going up to match that. Pre-ordering a digital game is funny? Yeah, I mean, it is kind of funny, but I pre-order it so I can download it early and then start playing it right when it launches. Or because, I wanna make sure that money that I have allocated for that game gets allocated to that game. I mean, imagine wanting to play a game right when it comes out and not having the money in your pocket and having to wait for payday for the first couple of patches. No, I'm just joking. Reducing prices of digital games? Why would they reduce prices of digital games? They still cost $300 million to make, bro. Why would they reduce the price? That's not how it works, man. That's what the games cost. That's the cost of them. Why would they reduce that? The whole point of getting rid of discs is so that they can keep more of that money and get rid of multiple middlemen, like the people that have to transport it, the people that have to print the disc, the cases, all the materials that have to be made for all that. Like, it's so much cheaper to just sell you the game. The whole point of it is to make more money, not to give you a better deal. It's to be able to keep more of the money we're already paying. And it's not greed, it's just that's kind of smart, you know what I mean? That's the price. They're getting rid of all those other middlemen and having to pay a store a percent to sell your game and all of that stuff. Now they could just sell it on their own damn marketplace and keep all of that money. I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, I really don't. I don't think it's a bad thing for the publisher and developers to keep more of the money of the games that they create. In my opinion, digital is far more it's better. Like, you can download the game, you can download your updates. You don't have to put in a physical disc all the time. You don't have to go get it. You don't have that clutter of games sitting everywhere. Yeah, I get it, but maybe your friends should buy the game themselves. I get not being able to trade your games, but, Corey, honestly, I used to trade in all my games after I was done with them, and since I've been buying digital, my collection has just grown and grown and grown, and guess what? I don't miss any of that money. And plus, you can buy digital games, like, very cheap, like, especially if you're on Steam, and you get in there and you start finding games, you're like, "Oh, damn, it's only $5? Hell yeah, I'll buy it." 500 megabyte, not gigabyte. What do you mean? These companies don't care if we have GPUs to buy either. Yeah, they don't. Why would they care, bro? Gamers are the biggest whiners on the planet. Why would they give a shit about us, bro? Like, AI bros are happy to pay all that money for freaking these GPUs. You get more performance on AI than you do on these damn GPUs for gaming, bro. Why would they care, man? Like, the AI guys are like, they loving the prices for this stuff. Your first PC was a 486 Windows 3.1. Oh, wow. Consumers have bought products at this price. It just doesn't seem like something that can happen. It won't just pass like the homes, car price. Yeah, exactly, dude. The prices of this tech is going up. Chance to get an MSI 5090 for $2,300 on Amazon. You passed it up. Yeah. When I saw the MSI gaming trio for 23.99, I just bought it. I just bought it. I was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna buy it. Let's hope it's good. Hope it's as good as the Nvidia bros say it is." And I bought it, and I'm actually happy with it. 5090, keep saving your money. You'll probably have the chance right before the I don't think so. I think the prices are gonna remain pretty high. I think the 6090 is gonna come out, and it's gonna have, like, 128 gigs, and they're gonna market it straight to the AI bros. No, they're not selling you a game. They're selling you I mean, you're essentially getting a license to make smaller games. Yeah, they should make smaller games, but then people will complain about that. We all have these ideas, but unfortunately, people just continue to People just continue to complain about everything, man. Like, it doesn't matter what game companies do, there's always gonna be people complaining, there's always gonna be the damn little grifters out there. Yeah. Pirate Steve-O! Been losing so much money. I mean, they really have. You know, every time a game gets sold physically and then somebody else resells it or trades it, that's just more money that these companies aren't making. Good old days. Oh, yeah, dude, you're not getting discounted hardware. Yeah, dude, those days are gone, man. Most of, you know why? Do you know why they do that? Is because most of the younger generation is going after Roblox and you can play that shit on a potato. And us gamers that actually want the graphics and this, they're making us pay for that. Dude, we are paying for the lack of new people coming in. You know what I mean? Like, look at Sony, about $100, 100 million PS5s. That's going down. That's going down. That's down from PlayStation 4. So yeah, they're gonna try to get more money out of you that are still willing to pay for it. They're still, yeah. I mean, us gamers that are older and we want to play games and stuff. Yeah, they're just. I mean, look at Nintendo, the fastest selling console ever with the Switch 2. Um, that's not like revolutionary graphics or anything. Kids don't care, man. I mean, take Junior for instance, bro. He's 17 years old and he still likes the kiddie looking games, man. Like he still plays stuff like Silk Song and stuff like that. He's not looking for anything realistic yet. He's not interested in that. He's still interested in Mario and Switch games and stuff like that, bro. And he's 17. I mean, when I was 17, we had 64, Nintendo 64. And yeah, dude, I still played those games and still enjoyed them, but I, at that point, was wanting something a little bit more cooler and realistic, and then we got PlayStation 2, and we started getting that. We got, you know, Nintendo GameCube, we got freaking Dreamcast, we got freaking Xbox, and things started growing up for us. We started growing up with that, and now we're at a point where young kids still love that gamey looking stuff. That's why Nintendo is gonna continue to be the top selling platform. From buying a new motherboard? Nice. Updated enable BIOS? Oh, nice. Play more indie games? Jesus does love you all. Huh. Now that I have Windows 11 Pro, free upgrade from 10, the driver issues with the 7900 XTX are solved. Nice, nice. Yeah, I mean, Windows 11 is not perfect, but it's still pretty damn good. The MMOs are getting UE5'd? Oh, yeah, what's that one that's supposed to come out? Chronos something? We've been waiting for that game for a long time. What's up, C Slim Production? Cry me Sony. Cry me a Sony. Only way to heaven is Jesus. If you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Absolutely. Amen. Every time I pirate a game, they get 0 as well. Yeah, you're right. But it's a little bit harder to pirate a game when they bring them out as digital. I mean, there's definitely more work. It's gonna be kinda a lot harder to steal PlayStation 6 games, am I right? Did you say it's crazy to think that last, yeah, exactly, last June, bro, like a year ago today, I bought, wait, is it today? A year ago tomorrow, I bought an RTX 5090 a year ago today or tomorrow for $2,600 after tax. I bought my G Skill Trident for 135 bucks. CL30 and my X870. I bought my X870 motherboard for 500 bucks a year ago. I actually bought 2 of them. I bought 2 of them. I bought one for my AMD build too. I wanted to have them both that way. Can you have my RTX 5090? Absolutely not. I'm still using it. Hey, you know what, man? I was smart and I paid the tax when it was lower. I paid the tax when it was lower. Do you hear high on life VR and System Shock on VR showcase? I didn't hear that, no. The amount of money you guys make in a week in America, we have in a month, so imagine how hard it is to build a PC. Oh, I yeah, dude, it's tough. I get that, man, I get that. Well, in Europe, you guys gotta take care of, like, all the I mean, we have the problem here too, man, like, everybody wanting to come to the country and stuff, like, it just makes housing more expensive, and then when you gotta pay, when your government has to pay for all of their necessities and shit, it just yeah, dude, it, like, starts to eat out society, man. Mario? Yeah, dude, I play Mario with Junior sometimes. No, he doesn't play GTA. I don't most kids don't wanna play I don't know, dude, like, I don't really think kids should be playing GTA anyways, but, it's like a rite of passage, I guess. Currently trying to mod Skyrim? Nice, bro, nice. I was gonna mod LLMs into Skyrim, dude. I've actually got, like, the programs and stuff. I've been working on trying to figure it out so that I can mod LLMs so that all the NPCs are smarter. Nintendo will always do super well because they go for that Crimea River. Oh, Crimea River. GTA 6, it's no, why would I quit my job? Why would I quit my job? What, YouTube? YouTube don't pay enough. YouTube is not on a beautiful OLED 5070 Ti in a sick ass custom build. Yeah. Nice, nice. Play games on your Switch too. Hell yeah. Oh gosh. Cloud streaming will kill it. Oh. Yeah, dude. Exactly. Dude, YouTube doesn't pay that much. I think, my average is like 600 to $1,200 a month on YouTube. And that's when I have, I think it was like $1,200 with that with the GTA stuff. But it's usually my average is like 6 to $800 a month. That's not even one of my paychecks at my real job. That's not even one paycheck. In order for me to leave my job for YouTube, I'd have to have a consistent 2,000,000 views a month to make that. Yeah, I remember child support, dude. I remember paying that stuff off. I own my kids now. I paid for them. I own them little a-holes. 286 with word processing software. Oh, wow. And monitor price was 4,000 buckaroos. Yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Like PCs were way more expensive when I was growing up than they are now. Well, actually, they're pretty comparable now, but, like, they're way, 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 way faster, and you get way, 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 way more freaking RAM and storage and stuff. Yeah, I mean, like, if you live in California and New York, you make more money than you do here in Utah. Do I have RTX cards I don't want? I have 2 RTX cards. I have a 5070 Ti that I use on my sim racing rig, and then I have my 5090. I could definitely sell it. Frog, how worried do I need to be about PC being loud? Not too worried. Yeah, it's usually easily fixable. Some pre-builds, if you're buying it from Micro Center, it's probably gonna be pretty decent. But yeah, PC is definitely louder. Definitely louder. Like when I'm playing games on my 5090, I turn the fan up, dude, so it stays cool. Amazon, AliExpress, back to school, bro. Quit my job. Dude, you don't quit your job for YouTube. I like my job, man. I actually love my job. 316, God said, for God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish and have eternal life. Amen. Thank you, Pirate Steve. I like the shirt too. May the Holy Spirit be with you, boys. You need Jesus more than you need GPUs. I'm not even joking, man. You guys need some Jesus. RTX 4070 Ti Super. It's better than a 5070. Only cost 700 buckaroos. Yeah, 4070 Ti Super is a good card. It is a good card. Invest that money in a mutual fund. I invest that money back into YouTube. Money if you lack the numbers to go to be big. Yeah, dude. And to be big, honestly, YouTube basically like my views will go up and then they just they don't want any more big YouTubers, bro. They just made it so you have to have 8,000 watch hours in a month. My average watch hours are over 10,000 a month. So like it's not impossible to get that, but a lot of that is evergreen content. A lot of that is evergreen content that continues to keep getting views long term. So my views never go below. If I was to not make any content for like 2 or 3 days, my views wouldn't go below like 3,000 a day. So like 3 to 5,000 a day. My average. Oh, Frog Boy, seems like everything is just fine for you. Does nothing about how things are bother you? Um, a lot of things bother me. The fact that like prices are really high. Dude, I bought all this stuff for this channel. And yeah, it was pretty tough back then still to buy all this stuff, but I made the investment early and so yeah, now it's different. Now it's way different. I wouldn't have bought a 5090 for $5,000. I would have never bought that. I wouldn't have. Yeah, most of the shit I bought lately, I wouldn't have bought. I get that it sucks for everybody right now, but I mean, why do you think I cover stuff like 4 gigabyte GPUs on my channel, man? So I can show you what they actually do instead of like trying to make you feel like everything else is trash except for a 5090. That's why I try to do more content that's well rounded. I would just as soon see you buy a freaking I would just as soon see you buy a PlayStation 5 Pro and be happy than freaking sit out here and pay these ridiculous prices for a lot of this stuff. He is an issue with the 7900 XTX, bro. The 5090 is way hotter, way hotter. 7900 XTX at 450 watts is really not that bad. Like I can legit use my 7900 XTX in the summertime. It's almost damn near impossible to use the 5090. It gets so hot. It would not surprise me one bit, Thomas. It would not surprise me one bit if Nvidia was just been if Nvidia said, "Hey guys, this is what's going on. You guys are getting APUs from now on with the features." It wouldn't surprise me one bit, bro. $7 in minimal raise in America, but some get paid 16 back then. It was $10 and never made more than average wage. I know the junior makes like 15 bucks an hour working in fast food now. PCs, so just got a pre-built MSI Aegis 5080. Nice, dude. That MSI is a pretty decent PC, bro. It's not horrible. I mean, a 5080 should last you a long time. You shouldn't really have any issues with that. I would just seriously just be happy with it, you know? Don't try to overdo it. Maybe be a little bit more respectful with your settings and stuff, you know? Just know that, like, I mean, it is a good GPU. It's like the 3rd fastest GPU you can get. Cinder City, a looter shooter that mixes elements of Destiny and The Division. Nice. Why not undervolt the 5090? Why would I do that? I do have an undervolt. I just don't use it because I'm usually benchmarking games and stuff. If I undervolt, people will be like, "Well, your frames are not the same as this guy's," and blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, that's why I just stopped doing freaking benchmarks, bro. It's just kind of pointless. I did buy me a new video game today. It's called Dusk Fade. I did buy me a new game. I tried it with a 3080. Ooh. Anyone know what price you might get? Probably a lot of money. I don't know. Maybe ask 3080. I don't know. 32 gigs of RAM. Is it DDR4? 3080. Yeah, I don't know. It is. It is a really bad category. Free healthcare, other countries, it's a trade-off. Some have cheaper food or better, cleaner food like the UK. Canada is trying to ban the Bible. Really? Wow. They're going full Chinese, huh? Buy a high-end PC and that thing craps out on me early. I'm going to be so mad. You know what? The name of the game, don't try to like overdo it, man. You should be fine though. You should be fine. Oh, cost of 400 bucks. Nice, man. I want a way to exhaust outside the room. Just build a vent for it, man. Just put a little vent over it and vent it outside and just get like a little fan. You could get a little fan that you could plug into 120 that you could just vent right outside. It'll just suck that hot air right out. Nobody can afford to live. PS4 Pro, the games are super cheap. Oh, absolutely. PlayStation 5 Pro, it has some drawbacks, but oh yeah, dude. The play Crimson Desert is already a very beautiful game. It looks fine on PlayStation 5 Pro. You're just too snobby, Mr. Potato Gun. You're just too snobby. You've been PC gaming far too long. Mafia Trilogy for 12 bucks. They're actually talking about doing upgraded versions for that. Can't get into Crimson Desert. I gave it 25 hours, but it just feels so repetitive and mediocre. I've got about 70 hours in it just here on 68.9 on PC. Undervolt 5090. Why would I? Lower TIMs, better performance, lower power, more reliable. You know, there's a lot of everybody says that, but there's been more people that have freaking said that their 5090 still melded cables even with an undervolt. So apparently it doesn't really matter. When I use my undervolt daily, because I've got one already pre-programmed on Afterburner. Like, it's not bad, and I don't lose a whole lot of performance, it's just I don't really care to use it. Honestly, I don't use my 5090 that often. I've actually used it more since I bought the WireView than I used to. Maybe I'll turn it back on. Maybe I'll turn it back on. I have tried PSVR 2 on PC, and it's pretty good. Yes, it would be nice if you guys hit that, like button. I hope DDR4, you could get more than 1,000. You could probably get 15 for it. Tried to love it? Well, you need to love it. You need to try a little more. 98-inch TV for PS5 Pro? Hell yeah, hell yeah. 5080 is yeah, it could potentially anything with a 12-volt high power cable has the potential to melt. 3 was very meh, meh. Oh, yeah, dude, Avatar is beautiful. Fit through the door? I know, well, thankfully, they're pretty thin. And the Bible Christian, but let people believe what they want to. I want everyone to get along in peace. Oh, absolutely, man. They banned the Bible. Did they really ban the Bible in freaking Canada? Canada? Like to try Half-Life Alex on PSVR 2 PC? It's pretty good actually. It is pretty good. And it runs very nice on PSVR 2. You just need to get the you got to get the adapter for it, but man, it ran great. Pimax is it worth it? It's like it's like super high end. Yeah, I would say it's worth it, especially if you're on Nvidia. It runs really, really smooth. If you're on like AMD, it runs fine on my 7900 XTX, but for some reason it wouldn't like boot on my 9070 XT. So I do definitely think that it's like a driver thing. And I also think it's part of Pimax's software. They're not really coding for AMD to get a good experience out of AMD. So if you're on Nvidia, yeah, it's definitely worth it. It runs pretty good on the 5070 Ti as well. I mean, I would definitely buy it. It's very comfortable. I like the Pimax. It just makes the games look plastic even more because it's such high resolution that it's like, "Oh, wow." Like, you can legit see everything, and it's, like, crystal clear. It's not blurry at all, it's just super crystal clear, and if you max it out. Crimson Desert's a cool game. The old treatment was the Torah. Good luck with that in Canada, for real, 4080 Super and a 9070 XT with the 12 volt, they melt. Even 9070 XTs have melted. Yep, exactly. Just get the standard one. Andrew Fraser, what's up, buddy? I built an AM5 9060 XT 1632 gigs. Nice, bro. Nice. B850 7500F fully debloated OS, all BIOS tweaks in February. And it's flying. Just upgraded my AM4 to a 9060 XT. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. That's an incredible card, man. 9060 XT 16 gigabyte is a very good card. 4K OLED? I do. Tell me I don't need to power off for pixel refresh for every 4 hours of use? No, dude, I don't power mine off. They're not banning the Bible, it's a rumor? Oh, probably just some stupid rumor. I have had this ultra wide now for 2 years, and it's fine, like, OLED wise, and then I've also had this one here for about a year now. AI mining for real, huh? Resident Evil 7 VR playthrough? Oh, no, absolutely not. That shit makes me so sick. The only thing I can do in VR is flight simulators and driving. I can't do the other ones. They make me sick. My top 3 all-time games, Witcher 3, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey are my top 3 in that order. Top 4 would have, Death Stranding 2 in there. Those are pretty much my tops. 5070 Ti. Oh, after 4, it gets a little blurry because 'cause I'm like, "Oh, man, what" I played so many games that but those 4 top games will always stick with me. Yeah, I don't think I would sell your 7900 XTX, I would just kinda keep it. Unless I mean, obviously 5070 Ti and 9070 XT are very good. Um, but if you've had your 7900 XTX sitting on the shelf for longer than a few months, you probably don't need it. Probably won't happen. Radeon will be the true affordable gamers card. I hope so. Shadow Warrior 2. Shadow Warrior 2 is kinda cool. That new Shadow Warrior was actually kinda cool too. Top 3 best graphical games would probably be Avatar that have already come out. Probably Avatar, Red Dead Redemption 2, and I don't know, man. I Assassin's Creed Shadows looks really, really good. I'm probably gonna give it that one. Titanfall 2, yeah, that's a good game too. 24 gigabytes. Need for Speed Heat first person VR would be awesome. Yeah. Alan Wake 2 does look pretty damn good. I know there's other games that look good, but, like, those are the games that I've been playing a lot playing around with lately. I'm not a big fan of Unreal Engine 5, like, in terms of, like, I mean, like, yeah, it looks alright, but I wouldn't say it's the best visuals. Yeah, I heard they were doing some upgrades for that. Try the Unreal VR mods. I don't do a lot of modding because I don't necessarily understand it. Don't understand it either, but AI is walking me through it so well that even a noob oh, yeah. I mean, I was trying to mod, large language models into, um, Skyrim, and I am using AI to do that. I just haven't had the time to do it. Between creating content and working my real job and doing the basement floor and stuff, I just don't have time, man. As soon as my wife gets home today, we're gonna go work on that floor again. That should be fun. That should be fun. It's just crazy, man, that these prices are so ridiculous now, man. Like, I do feel bad for gamers, man, to be completely honest with you guys. There's a lot of gamers out there that just don't have that disposable income to buy this stuff, man. And Nvidia, basically, I think Nvidia, honestly, guys, should make more of an effort to try to bring products that are still good for gamers that don't get jacked up in price you know, every time compute, you know, they need to make products that are more targeted toward gamers. Hardware only partial. Let me give you an example. I overclock the CPU cache, the max and min FPS don't change at all, but the game suddenly felt like pure butter. Yeah. Path tracing to be worth the performance cost? Absolutely not. It looks incredible. Like, don't get me wrong, like path tracing does look incredible, but I do not find it worth the performance loss that you take. That's why the only experience that I've had with path tracing has been on the 5090 that I've actually thought like, "Oh, wow, this is pretty good." But I'm still using the features. I'm still using DLSS and frame gen. No momento, boys. I'll be right back. I gotta take this dog out. This dog, this dog is on fire. Dude, I have got to stop waking up so freaking early on Saturday, bro. I should sleep in more. Understand why I feel like I got to get up at freaking 5 in the morning, man. Not any more productive when I do. I mean, I got up today. I swapped out I threw this 6500 XT in there. 4 gigabyte GPU, man. I played some games on that. I have what? One, two, three, four, five, six AMD GPUs, bro. My 9070 XT is worth more than the 5090 though. I don't normally race online competitively. Maybe sometimes, when I'm racing against friends or people I know. But I hate playing bumper cars, dude. I hate people running into the back of me. Like that shit's so annoying. try. High frames didn't do anything for me. Built-in VR, high frame is necessary. Yeah, you definitely want higher frame rate with VR for sure, for sure. My 9070 XT that's signed by Lisa Sue is worth more than my 5090. What do you guys think, man? Honestly, do you think I'm too nice to the corporations and shit? Do you still call me a when I was telling people at the beginning of this generation to just buy their GPUs, legit people were telling me that I was a corporate shill. I wonder if they still think that now. "Ha, you're just a corporate shill, Froggy." I was like, "Nah, bro, I was just trying to save you money. I was just trying to get you a good GPU." They are out of touch with gamers, bro. I don't think they care about gamers much anymore. I really do prefer AMD for gaming. I just feel like it's a much better representation of gaming. I feel like Nvidia is more concerned with bringing out new features that a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people get caught up in these like Nvidia features that, like, what's the point, man? I think so too. I think the 9070 XT is the best value GPU out there this time. It used to be really close. I mean, like, I used to be able to easily recommend 5070 Ti or 9070 XT, but now it's 100% pure 9070 XT or 9060 XT 16 gigabyte. Those are the only 2 cards that I would actively, if I was building a system right now, would actively buy. Nothing else would even be on my mind. $1,300 after tax would be like 1350 or some shit for a 5070 Ti. That's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. You do not get a significantly better experience over an AMD 9070 XT. There's no reason to buy that. If you're just gaming, there's zero reason to buy a 5070 Ti for that much more money. There's zero reason to buy a 5060 Ti right now over a 9070 XT. Yeah, you barely get slightly better. I mean, yeah, you do get a little bit better path tracing, but it's not worth it. Path tracing is not worth it. There are just not enough games out there that make path tracing worth it, especially at that performance level, man. Some of them you can barely play. I need to retest like Black Myth Wukong on it with the path tracing and all that. Some of them other games, but that's just the thing, man. Most of those path tracing games, they really do come out kind of feeling more like tech demos. The only real good path tracing games out there right now, in my opinion, are Resident Evil 9 and Pragmata. Both of those games launched this year, and both of those games are very playable with the features enabled. RDNA 5 will be competitive, and it will be good GPUs. Are they gonna be affordable? We'll have to wait and see. I don't think the RDNA 5 is gonna be as affordable as people think. I think RDNA 5 prices are gonna be closer to what NVIDIA's 50 series prices were this generation, like a 10800 XT is probably gonna be the same price as like a 5080, depending on how much VRAM they have. I think the prices next generation are gonna be very high, are gonna be very uncomfortable, and I'll tell you what, guys, I'm only buying one. I will buy the top end AMD GPU, and that is it. I have more than enough GPUs to get me through, so I'm only buying the top end AMD card. 480 for a 9070 GRE? Absolutely. When they were 550, I even thought maybe 550 would kinda be alright, but I mean, like I said, 12 gigs of VRAM is more than enough for 1440p gaming, so I don't really necessarily see it as a bad price. I definitely think AMD is the more affordable option for everybody. See, I mean, look at this, dude. I was just like thumbing through some thumbnails on on YouTube, and even Linus Tech Tips, bro. These guys all complain about Nvidia selling they all complain, but this dude right now is doing a greatest GPU of all time with the 10 series with a 1080 Ti. I mean, they just can't help themselves from pandering the Nvidia shit, bro. They just can't help themselves. Sony will not kill the disc. Sony will make golden collector discs $150, possibly. Need to make the same profit on memory allocated to the GPUs as what they make if they were to use the memory supplying data centers. That's the bottom line. Exactly. They have to. They just can't stop themselves. What are my thoughts on 9070 versus XT? 17, not much difference. Yeah, the 9070 is actually a pretty decent card, but I mean, all of them are pretty decent cards if you wanna be realistic. I think AMD's cards are a little bit I think they should have done a 90 I think they should have done a 9080. To be completely honest with you, they should have done a 9080. They should have only done a 9070 XT, a 9080 XT, a 9070 XT, and a 9060 XT. I think they should add something with a little more power for the night for the RDNA 4. Because right now their cards are way too close together, so it just doesn't make any sense. Been a con so Nvidia can jack up the prices? Oh, absolutely, bro. Absolutely, I agree. 34K max settings and looks visually stunning on my MSI. Well, yeah. I think ray tracing and path tracing, I don't think they're bad technologies, but gosh damn, they are very intensive. I don't have any wireless PC speakers at all, so I wouldn't know. I think they're capable of making a 9080. They just don't I don't think they have a die taped out for that level of power though. I think that if they would have had a 9080 with like 24 gigs, I think yeah, it would have been a very good card. He has 6 with 24 gigabytes. I kind of feel like that's where they're kinda leading is 24 to 32 gigs for those next gen consoles. What am I planning to do for the next generation? Are you rebuilding the whole PC with the new CPU and GPU, or I'm keeping the 5090 the way it is, but I probably will build out my 5090 or my AMD PC a little bit differently. I might just use it with the way it is. The Chinese GPUs are catching up quickly. Um, I don't think you've really seen what those things can do. I don't think they're catching up at all. Not even the Chinese want them. Not even the Chinese want that stuff, bro. China's basically forcing them to use homegrown technology, but people are still breaking the law to import Nvidia. 5090, 96 gigabyte of RAM. Dang, you got a 5090 with 96 gigs of RAM? Oh, no, you got a 96 gigs of RAM. Yeah. Yeah, you don't need next gen for a while. 5090 is a very, very good card, bro. I don't really see what am I smoking? It's just vape juice, bro. Quicker we move on from closed console gaming, the better it will be for gamers. That is probably the one thing that would probably shake up the market is if PlayStation and Xbox were more open and let you play PC games. Yeah, exactly. No, don't smoke no weeds. From what I've heard, dude, is the GPUs from China are not very good. And that's fine. There's probably plenty of people out there trying to tell you that they are. I mean, just like they're robots. China has advanced robots that you need a controller for. No, I don't drink either. My only bad habit now is vape juice. Be cool if Xbox did that. I am pretty excited about the new Xbox. I will buy one. I probably will buy the new PlayStation 6 too. Like shit, I might just go back to console after all this. If PC prices keep going the way they are, shit, not even I'm going to be able to buy them much longer. Shit, I can tell you right now, there's no way in hell I would have bought a 5090 for 5,000 bucks. That just never would have happened. That never would have happened. And I sure as shit wouldn't pay $2,000 for a 5080. Yeah, that's not something I would ever do. $2,600 was already pushing it for a 5090. Investing in this sector, I do think it'll affect things for us in the future. I think that gamers, bro, I really do think that we're gonna be on APUs or streaming. I really do think that they're at a point where they're so sick and tired of us crying about everything and the way that we trash their games when they come out. I mean, some games absolutely deserve it, but yeah, dude, I think the gamers are starting to get we're gonna get pushed into the freaking dude, if you can really get a 5090 pre-built for $5,200 at freaking Micro Center, I would say buy it. Greetings from Romania. What's up? Transylvania. Been following you for since the very beginning. I'm 44. I have a family just like you, and you were actually the one who got me into PC gaming. Nice, bro. Are you enjoying PC gaming? I got enough GPUs right now to not even care about prices anymore. Oh yeah, exactly, bro. It's kind of where I'm at, Tommy. I'm like, dude, I've got more than enough power to play whatever the hell I want, and we'll always end up. I mean, as long as we've got MFG and frame gen and upscalers, and I've got a 4K dual mode monitor, like, dude, I can play at 1080p, like, I don't really give a crap. RX 9070 XT, 7700X. I've really gotten into gaming. I also have a PS5 Pro and a Switch 2. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. That's a good build, man. 9070 XT is an incredible build. Subscription service? Oh, absolutely, bro. I really do believe that. And honestly, I am definitely I personally this is my thoughts on streaming games. I don't like the idea of it very much, but that's just because that's not my only option. Okay. If it was my only option, yeah, I guess I would. I love video games enough that I don't really I don't really think that something like having to only stream them would stop me from playing games, but I would prefer that they still keep trying to make hardware for gamers because honestly, if they did ever go to streaming, I think that I would just as soon revert to I think I would just as soon revert to playing like older games, man. I think there's enough games on the market right now that I think that I could be probably happy for the rest of my life. 5K, 2K for 5090. The only reason why I didn't buy one is because there's no OLED models and there are actually there are OLED models, but they're 165 hertz, bro. Like, I don't know. I like my 240. I think the 9070 XT is the best GPU value for money, for performance. Abso-freaking-lutely, dude. Like the 5070 Ti is such a non-competitive GPU now because of the price. It just doesn't even make sense to buy one over a 9070 XT. Yeah, everybody that built last year is sitting pretty right now. 2650 for a 5080 pre-built. Nice, bro. Yeah, that's absolutely a good price. That I will wait for 20 years as Red Dead Redemption 3. For real, huh? Yeah, dude, I wouldn't even consider buying a Chinese GPU, man. I just wouldn't. Sorry. Yeah, I don't care if it's good. I don't care if it's better or it beats prices or anything like that. I just wouldn't buy one. I need my files for modding for real, huh? Nintendroids pretending Switch 2 is the greatest thing ever. It's actually pretty damn good, man. Switch 2 is Switch 2 is giving the gamers what they want. Getting Oblivion, you're getting Call of Duty, you're getting actual good games on Switcheroo number 2. Like, yeah, Switch 2 is absolutely pretty damn good. I personally would not buy a Chinese GPU. I just wouldn't. Like, why? I don't necessarily think they're crap, but I just wouldn't buy a Chinese GPU. I I would just as soon buy AMD or Intel, man. Once the Chinese get in and completely take over a market, bro, like the quality just craters. I mean, look at these freaking stupid ass air conditioners, bro. You got to replace them every 3 years because they don't hold up. You got older ones that are still running from like well-regarded manufacturers, but they can't compete. They can't give away their technology, and people are looking at that cheap shit and they're like, "Yeah, I'll just buy that." And then by the time you're done buying a new air conditioner every freaking 3 years, bro, you've already spent significantly more, but it's cheaper. It's cheaper. I do buy a lot. I do look for name brands and better manufacturers, and I don't mind spending a little bit of extra money for a premium product. I don't mind. 750 bucks, hell yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I just bought one for 11 for 1,200 bucks, but that's me, and I had the money to do it. But freak, dude, I can't recommend anybody buying that. It's okay, I get it. Yeah, I don't know, man. If China makes their own GPUs and they satiate their own population, and that's more GPUs for us. I'm happy that they're trying. Huh. Switch 2 is super good. Yeah, dude. I played Resident Evil 9 on my switcheroo number 2. It looks great. Wolfenstein Trilogy. Nice, dude. I actually bought those games on the PC because I was like, dude, I want to see. Maybe I should do a video on Wolfenstein 2 on the RTX 5090 and just see how much that brute force will get me. I played oh shit, what was it? Devil May Cry 4, dude. I jumped on Devil May Cry 4 and I'm not shitting you on the 5090 at 1440p because it wouldn't let me go to 4K. I was getting 600 frames a second, bro. What mic do I have? I'm trying to find a good mic for streaming. I have the Fifine Tank 3 that they sent out to me, and I like it. It's a good mic. And it's cheap. And it's cheap. I keep I keep saying that I keep thinking that I'm gonna get a gosh dang it, what the hell, a Shure mic, and then I just never do because every time I go live, like, the sound is pretty decent, so for a while there, I was starting to have a lot of trouble with, like, with microphones and shit, and so I finally just got this XLR and hooked it up, and I guess it's been fine ever since. Nobody's really complained about the sound anymore. Wi-Fi's been pretty good. They're a pretty good company, but, you know, it's just another, Chinese company, out there making products, and it's fine. Like, I'm not saying that Chinese products are bad. I'm just saying that, like, once they take over a market, bro, like, it's really hard to get a good quality product anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's just hard. Like, you just kinda get backed into, products that don't. The thing is like in China, they don't really innovate. They just copy. And copying's fine. Like, they can get you cheaper stuff. And yeah, I mean, quality wise is okay, but they just copy. And once there's no more innovation in a particular field, then you get stagnation. You get stagnation. And I'm kind of worried about that with sim racing right now because you've got Moza, Simragic, you got all these companies that are coming out and they're lowering the price. And they're also, once other companies can't no longer compete because the amount of sim racers out there is finite. You know what I mean? And most of them will just go for a cheaper setup. I have my Yeti still. It's just in a box. This mic was better than the Yeti. This mic is definitely better. I remember the Order 1886. Yep. If the Order 1886 would ever come to PlayStation or PC, that'd be awesome. You could probably you could probably emulate it. Yeah, this mic sounds good, but thankfully there's still I'm gonna buy a Shure mic eventually. I will, because they are pretty damn good quality. If you waited a year and a half to buy the 50, yep, absolutely. You know what the funny thing is like we were talking about it earlier, man. Like 16 gigabyte GPUs are the pretty much the minimum that you should use for large language models at home. And so that's why those GPUs come with more of a premium. Equals podcast, bro. Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to be as a podcaster. One day when I grow up, I want to be a podcaster. But the uh the experience, you know, honestly, if you're going to start getting into YouTube right now, if you're trying to get into YouTube now with the new 8,000 hours, you're going to have to live stream a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot, because live streams are basically put out there and people will stop by and watch you for at least a few minutes. You have to do that these days so that you have to do that these days so that you can actually get so that you can get the watch time hours and stuff. Putting a video out, it especially when you're starting out, they will just die pretty quickly. Okay, that's pretty short thinking. You will need to upgrade sooner or later as well. None of us deserve these prices. Oh, damn. Agree with you on China, bro. It's not for me too. Look at the new Zameo carbon copy of the iPhone. Yeah. Started watching 3 weeks ago and your team red. So what made you buy Nvidia? I bought I bought Nvidia first when I came to PC gaming 5 years ago. Well, it's almost been 5 years. I bought Nvidia first. Because that's what everybody told me to get. Everybody told me that AMD was trash, except for one person. One person said, no, AMD is actually pretty good. And I was just having such a hard time with adapting to PC when I first came in. That first year was pretty overwhelming, and I was, doing the channel and working and everything still, and I was trying to learn as much as I could as fast as I could. And I just kept having like these not good experiences on the 3080 10 gig. Because I was new to PC. I was trying to max everything out and do all the stupid shit, feeling like, yeah, I spent this much on a PC. It should be way better than my console, blah, blah, blah. And so I just kept getting frustrated with the Nvidia. And then I bought the 7900 XT. Then I had plenty of VRAM. The experience was better, more power. And I was like, damn, this is incredible. And so I pretty much wanted to give Nvidia a fair chance. So I never wanted to completely write them off. I always, because Nvidia is 90% of the PC market, bro. Like they are PC gaming. And you can't just I mean, I guess I could have just been an AMD fanboy channel. I could have, and I still could, and I pretty much am. But Nvidia needs representation too, because once you go full on freaking fanboy for anything, it just kind of sours you for any type of, like how do you reach somebody that's on Nvidia? Like how do you truly reach them if all you're doing is just being a fanboy for one place? And I do like features that Nvidia has. Like I do like, like path tracing. I do like DLSS. I do like multi-frame gen. I do like a lot of the things that Nvidia has, but I just feel like the overall experience for AMD is just better. Person in the episode 1 for your podcast, we're gonna be doing Kid Smooth is gonna come on. Gonna do a video with Kid Smooth later today. I did not buy the Costco build. I thought about it pretty hard, but I put out a video and it didn't even get 1,000 views, so it's not a viable product. The Quality Leering Podcast. 5 years ago, AMD was trash. No, they were actually pretty good. AMD was pretty good. I still wanna test a 5700 XT, so I'm gonna try to find one. Yeah, everybody says that they're ahead, but I don't really see them as being that much. I don't really see them as being significantly better than AMD. 6090 hype. Huh. I don't know if I'm hyped for 69. We'll see what the price is when they come out, bro. If they're like 5,000 bucks and they got 128 gigs, maybe I'll consider it. Maybe I'll consider it because then I could just use it for AI or whatever. But but other than that, like, yeah, I don't know. I do think 6090 is gonna be way more expensive than I mean, maybe Jensen tries to come out and pretend they're gonna be 2,500 bucks, but we all know the true story. We're not stupid. We're not stupid. Nvidia no longer makes GPUs for gamers. They just don't. And that's fine, man. That's fine. Like, they should just say that. They should just say, "Hey, look, we make AI GPUs now. Thankfully, they still play video games, but they are AI GPUs. You are going to pay AI price for GPUs if you go with Nvidia because that's what they are. And if you don't think that AMD is going to do the same thing next generation, especially with the recent freaking with the recent gains that Rock'em has made into being able to challenge the Nvidia performance on freaking AMD GPUs. Yeah, dude. AMD is becoming more viable every single day. Every single time they translate another program to Rock'em, it's just getting better and better and better. Sell your 5090 for 20 sell my 5090 for 25 and take a 6090 for 5,000? Yeah. I mean, it might be worth it. I don't know, we'll see, dude. If this 5090 makes it to 6090 launch, maybe I will buy it. Then I'm gonna have to get a new power supply too, because it's probably gonna have two 12 pins. Then I'll have to buy a second freaking another freaking wire view. Hopefully, freaking Thermal Grizzly gets one out just in time for it, so I can monitor both 12 pins. Those 12 pins, man, just the way they're built, they need to have a better construction for them. They need to have more of a I mean, maybe the pins need to come up and fold over or something, and they need to be solid core all the way through that plug. That's the biggest problem with them is they move around in the plastic housing, so they need to find a way to solve that and make them a lot more firm so that those pins can't slide around or move, because then you'd get a better connection. I mean, it can be done, but yeah, it's gonna cost a little bit more money. Obviously, with the little freaking stupid ass pigtails that come with these GPUs, man, those are not very good. I just can't believe the 5060 Ti is $800, man. Like, holy shit. Who the hell does Nvidia think they are? Obviously, they are no longer a gaming GPU brand. And anybody that thinks that after today's price hike, bro, I don't know what to tell you, man. They are no longer a GPU made for gamers. Like, if you want a GPU for Nvidia that's made for gamers, you're looking at 5060 Ti, 8 gigabyte, 5060, 5050, and 5070. Those are your gaming GPUs. The rest of them, anything with 16 gigs, they are they're AI GPUs now. I would be fossil hunting all the time. Oh yeah. Yeah, the TI. Ooh boy. Keep your 4090 under 450 watts because I don't want the connection to melt. Just buy a freaking wire view, bro. Just get a wire view. You've invested a lot of money into that 4090. Now you need a wire view to keep it safe. You want to keep it safe. I think the wire view is a great product. I like it. My freaking there's already an update for this. What's the update for the E-Day? I like playing it on my 5090 at low settings because it looks fine. Zen 6. You know what, man? I don't know. I'm interested to see what they look like. Just know that anything with 16 gigs on Nvidia are basically AI cards now. 5060 Ti is probably I mean, that's still a pretty decent GPU for AI. That's why it's $800. Damn, that's crazy, guys. Wait until you see how DLSS 5 runs on a 5060 Ti. You're gonna be like, "Oh gosh." Yeah, I know the 40 series cards are still pretty good. They're still pretty decent. They are still pretty decent. All right, my friends. Well, I need to go because I'm gonna be doing that thing with um Kid Smooth here pretty soon. So have a good day and be watching out for that video. It's gonna come up later tonight. We're gonna do a video. Kid Smooth and I. We're gonna be talking about our 5090s, man. For all five of the people that want to watch that. I mean, he just bought one for like 3,500 bucks. So this should be pretty fun. So, all right, guys, I will see you all later. Have a good night. Good day. A good day. Thanks for coming too, man. That was pretty cool to have all you guys show up today. Definitely worth hanging out and talking about this. I might do a video on it. I think I will. So, all right, guys, I'll see you later. Have fun.